and welcome to the INNOTECH podcast, where we talk about innovation, technology, and learning across Southeast Asia. I am Rafa from SEAMEO INNOTECH, and today we're talking about a creative revolution that's transforming the way teachers and learners bring ideas to life. We're exploring Adobe Express and Adobe Spaces, two tools that make content creation simple, smart, and accessible for everyone, including professionals and students. And joining us today to tell us more about these innovations is Mr. Nelson John. With over 16 years at Adobe, Nelson John is Manager of Digital Media Solution Consulting for Southeast Asia, a certified expert in Photoshop, Premiere, and After Effects. He has worked extensively with schools, universities, and ministries of education to drive digital transformation in classrooms. Nelson focuses on integrating AI-powered tools like Adobe Firefly into teaching and learning, equipping educators with innovative workflows and preparing students with future-ready creative skills. Hi, Sir Nelson, and welcome to the INNOTECH podcast.
Thanks for bringing me here.
Sir, we're so excited to have you and to hear about the latest innovations of Adobe that are very helpful for teachers, I've heard. So let's begin with Adobe Express. Sir, what's new, what's exciting about this tool?
So, Adobe has been a creative software. It's used by designers a lot. But in this current world, content is created by anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
And to create those contents, we do not need to have Photoshop and Illustrator to do that. So to make life easier, we created Adobe Express. It's a very simple tool. It's very simple in terms of templates, design, that anybody is able to go back and create, including kids, teachers, or grown-up, elderly people who does not need to know too much of technology can use it.
Oh, that's very good to hear. That's fantastic, especially for teachers who don't have much time really to use or learn a complex design software like Photoshop or Illustrator. Sir, how about for collaborating? This happens a lot in the classroom, right? Of course, students and even teachers within the faculty, they do a lot of collaboration. Is there a space for that here?
Yeah, so obviously the relationship between teacher and student is very unique, and it is global in terms of how they communicate in the first place. So even before I talk about Express, if you look at Adobe Creative Cloud, we have got something called as libraries. Libraries is where designers will put in all the assets and you can see what's happening, and teachers will also be able to look at that if you are on the design side of the background. But when it comes to other medias where you're not a design faculty in the first place, then Adobe Express will be great to use, because when you create a design, you are able to share the design with your teacher, and then the teacher can see the progress and what it has been done. That's the first thing. Lately, we just launched Classroom. And what is a classroom is very simple. So when a teacher comes to a class, and just imagine he's going to talk about magnets, a particular topic, he can come in and then have all his students in a list. He can look at it, and then he can put all the topics of magnet inside the classroom, and then they can all log in and see the content within that particular space. That means all the students paying attention in that particular thing. And at the same time, the teacher can then give an assessment to all the students at the same time and make sure that the students cannot see other students' work, but at the same time, teacher can anytime log in to check what is the progress, who has worked, who has not worked, and she can always give them a feedback, this is wrong. So the commenting can be done individually, student to student. So it does not have to be in the classroom, right?
Yeah.
So the feedbacks are immediate and he can take regular actions on that.
That's very good to hear because, well, immediate feedback is very important. That's one. And sometimes assessment could really be daunting for teachers. So it's great to hear that it also acts some kind of a learning management system as well.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. So I feel that in today's world, if you look at a simple example, right? If you look at programming, I have talked to a lot of people and then say, why do you need to learn programming when all these AI tools are able to actually, create the code for you right from scratch in website? So in today's world, when you talk about, keeping those checks in place, right? We still have to teach them the basics of HTML. We should not be going deep in telling that you need to write an entire code, you need to by heart a code, because the codes are available in the first place, right? But the thing is, when you tell him to do a project, and he does something in programming, when the program comes back, you should be able to delete some part in it and then tell them what went wrong. That's where the check comes in, to understand whether did you really understand the code or you are just copying, pasting for no reason. So even if you copy, you need to make sure you understand the code. That's what's more important, right? So the checks have to be in place. And the way you teach will surely change because AI has come into picture.
Making sure that deeper understanding happens in the classroom.
Right.
That's very good, especially in the age of AI. Wherein right now, I think most teachers would be apprehensive, or not really most, but some teachers are apprehensive in using it precisely because of that. Students will just generate something out of AI, but they don't really understand the thing. So just a curious question, how does Adobe make sure that AI is being used responsibly, especially that it's integrated in this software?
So we have taken a few steps to make sure, Adobe has got Firefly. There are a lot of other tools that generate images. Adobe trained on creation of the LLM based on Adobe stock. Adobe stock has more than 300 million images and growing. And what happens is we are only using that to train. Whereas, our competitors has used the World Wide Web, as in like Instagram, YouTube, you name it. They have taken all of those. And when they train on that, that means you're infringing on other person's copyright information. Whereas Firefly, Adobe gives you indemnification to anybody who is using the content. Why? It's very simple. Because all those people who has uploaded the stock content, we have an agreement with them. And at the same time, whenever image is used in generative of the content, we pay them money. So we know that you're not going to get sued. That's one thing. Second thing is, when you train the model, we need to make sure that, childs are not affected by, any kind of, bad content, right? At the end of the day, we make sure that if you type anything with child, abusive, knife, any of those things, image is not generated at all. So we are very strict with that. People really get fed up with it. And sometimes they also say that, the model is not up to the mark or to some extent on certain things, but we can only train a certain set of content because we want to make sure it is safe and it is legal to use. That's the criteria. I don't think so any other vendor over here in this region says that, it is legal to use. Only Adobe does that.
I love that Adobe values protection of the users very much. Now, sir, we all know that teaching doesn't end with instruction or with assessment. There is also a lot of paperwork, a lot of admin tasks that teachers have to deal with. And I heard that Adobe also has a product that could help teachers with this, the PDF Spaces. Could we also talk about that, sir? Could you share something about it?
So Adobe came out with something called as AI Assistant. And this AI Assistant was great. Because if you look at, I can say ChatGPT, everybody started using ChatGPT. And whenever you ask ChatGPT a question, obviously it gives you an answer, but it is looking at the entire web and his knowledge on what he's been trained on to give you the answers. And what we found that if you use Acrobat AI Assistant and I upload a PDF, Adobe makes sure that the information that you search for in that particular PDF comes from within the PDF. It doesn't go outside to look for the content, right? It's within the PDF. And it attributes, like with numbers, telling you page 6 or page 8. So when you click on that number, when you ask the question, it links straight to the PDF file, and that particular page will tell you exactly the content came from this part of the PDF. So at any given point of time, when you do a search, that was useful. But that was only for one document. And when we added more documents into the search, then what happened is, we got response from the users, students, teachers, as well as organization, where you talked about collaboration, which was very key. In today's world, most of the time, you download something as an attachment from an email, you're saving it in a PDF file. The moment you save it, after 4 days, you might don't know where you've saved it. You again go back to your email and then you again download it again. Then you give it a different name. So this goes on, but you do not know what the talk is all about. So what PDF Spaces does is put in all the information from the file that you have, put it together, and then you can ask questions. Now, it's not necessary that I can ask the questions and whatever, but I want others to see what am I doing. So I can get the entire students and teachers to come down if you're looking at the education point of view, and then ask AI. Then I can be an agent. Then you can tell AI, I want to be a recruiter, I need to be an HR, I need to be a sales specialist, I want to be a teacher. And then tell them to look at the PDF file and extract all the information. Might be each PDF file is 200, 300 pages, but reading the entire thing might take some time, right? But you need to value some really important information, and for certain if you're looking for a particular thing, then it's more useful. Then it becomes all is collaborative. You can have your notes at one place, people can look at it, and everybody can collaborate and give a final output for that particular thing. So learning becomes easy. It's always there for people to look at and refer to at any given point of time.
I see. Initially, I was thinking about admin tasks already, but I realized even with lesson planning, preparing for even your research, right? This tool could be very helpful.
Yeah, and to add to that, what we did is we decided students are more creative comparatively because they are the Gen Z, the latest one, in which they pick up things very fast. They are into images, they are into mobile. You give them, I'm sure, if you've been on a mobile for a month and you give them the mobile for at least 4 hours, he can teach you something new, for sure. They're very good at it. So what I feel is if they are going online and reading things, we want to give them a broader knowledge. So now we have incorporated links or website that you can add. If you want external content from a particular website, you give them links and that can be added into the content. So your content becomes much more richer and it can have more interactive content as well, creating a very good presentation.
Yeah, but at the same time, maintaining that curated set of resources, right?
That's
because right now information is accessible to everyone, but not all information is of quality.
Correct.
So it's good to have that feature as well. So that's nice. Sir, if I'm a teacher and say I am still not convinced about all of these things, what would you tell me?
So, it can be very harsh to listen to this part of it.
I'm myself.
So the first thing that you need to know is that AI is there to stay. No matter what, what people say I would not want to use it. But most of the time I have seen that it is not the younger generation or even the mids. Slightly older people are the one, as a teacher, they feel that the old way of teaching is good, reliable and great. What I see is technology is changing very fast. Go-to-market is really very fast as well, right? If you don't stay current, you will become obsolete, right? But you always need to treat AI as a friend. You always need to have a check on it, on how you use it. Don't believe utterly whatever they say. Ask the right questions, but whatever they give out as a reply, you need to make sure that you read it. Rather asking questions all the time, you always need to give AI what was your thought process. As an old teacher, and if you think they have got so much knowledge to give back, that if they say that these are the points that I'm considering for a particular topic, you give it to the AI and then say, what can be done better? You need to start with that. So you're not asking AI everything. Because because you have got so many years of experience, you set the thing and then you create better content. And then you can pass it on to others.
So what I'm hearing, sir, is that it also takes a lot of creativity and skills to master AI. Definitely, AI is not superior than humans.
No.
Do you agree?
It still takes instruction from us to give you anything. How can they be superior? We build them, but we need to put controls on it at the same time. That's what I feel.
Sir, do you have any tips on how teachers could be better trained, could be better equipped in utilizing all of these things?
I would say they should always start small. Go with something what they are very comfortable with. Jumping directly into the mid-ocean will not solve any problem, right? Use basic ChatGPT. That's what they feel like. Start just having basic conversation. Right? No need to do about anything to do with teaching, right? Ask them, how do I go here to here? Ask, I want to make a trip plan to somewhere. These are things that you want information on. Just say, can you translate this for me? A lot of things that you can do. See where your interest lies, and you start from there. And then once you see a bit of the benefit, I'm sure you slowly jump into the others, right? And you should not give up hope, because it might take some time for you to switch the gear and the mind. But taking that first step is more important.
So, Sir Nelson, if we want to access all of these things, where do we go?
So, Adobe Express, we have a free version which is available, which is very limited features. So you can start from there if you do not have a license. One is that. When you buy Creative Cloud, you have Express and Acrobat with it. So it covers that. But you need to be on Creative Cloud Edition 4 to have access to Acrobat Spaces in the first place. Leaving that, if you do not want the entire Creative Cloud, there is Acrobat Studio. So that comes with Acrobat as well as Express. So if you just want to use that, then if you have that license, you will be able to use Acrobat Express, Acrobat Spaces, PowerPoint, as well as Express bundled together. So these are the bundling in terms of how it works currently.
That's very inspiring, sir. So thank you so much for sharing those insights with us, and also reminding us about creativity and the power of being adaptable to all of these changes. So again, sir, thank you. Thank you
very
for
much.
sharing those insights, sir. And we're so excited for our Filipino teachers to use these tools.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.
And that wraps up today's episode of the INNOTECH podcast. Continue the conversation and let us know your feedback and comments. And please follow our social media sites flashed on your screen. This has been Rafa for the INNOTECH podcast. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep inspiring innovations for better learning. Join us as we sit down with creative innovators from Adobe to explore how technology and design are shaping the future of education and digital learning. Don't miss the next episode of the INNOTECH podcast series.